We're getting set on the top end
Power, mate.
for the first leg of the Merlin. Darwin, Triple Crown. Will Anton be able to get to the first corner first? He wheels it away nicely, but so does Frosty. He missed a gear. Frosty missed a gear. And on the inside comes Van Gisbergen now. That was a beautiful start to begin with, but he wasn't able to continue it on. Shane dives straight down the inside. Can he hold on to it?
Oh, here we
He's
go.
been hit. Pies turned him around. That is absolute chaos. Anton gone. They've all crashed into each other. Wow, what a start.
Wow. It started right at the start. Mark Winterbottom didn't really launch second phase of the start. The car wouldn't go. There he is. He's parked up. He's got caught up in it as well. This will bring the BP Ultimate Safety Car for sure. There's cars everywhere at turn one. Shane Van Gisbergen up the inside. Big, big move. And look at the cars we have here.
They might even red flag this. There's cars everywhere. You can see Anton parked on the outside. Young Todd Hazelwood's parked in there in the Pizza Hut Commodore. There is total chaos. It come from a big dive that Van Gisbergen made, but I thought he got it done. He might have wheeled him a little bit wide, but Scott Pye...
We'll pick that up. Certainly,
We'll
here we
get
go on the replay. So there we watch Winterbottom first. Gets going and then it dives. It cuts out. He gets out of the way. And that sort of scrambles the field a little bit. Everyone's like, what's going on here? And the traditional three wide run down to turn one. But here, you can just see Winterbottom's car doesn't go.
So that's really weird, isn't it? Because I thought he missed a gear. It looked like a missed gear to begin with. But he's reported back now. Here's Van Gisbergen's dive. Very, very aggressive by the championship leader. And then, yeah, he parked up. Scott Pye got him, didn't he?
Yeah. So, and then it stacks on. I mean, they enter three wide going into turn one, and when you find yourself turned around at the front of the field. Here we go, Mark Winterbottom. Let's listen to this.
Yeah. Oh, no, just turned itself off.
Full cut out.
Yeah,
full cut out.
So that's an ECU drama, probably. Certainly electrical issue, and that parked him on the outside. Now watch the chaos that unfolds. The dive on your top left of screen, and then watch them all park up. So Whincup got hit because of that, and then bang, right-hand front contact there for Frosty into Anton's car. Here's the onboard shot. Anton just dragged a little bit wide, and then bang, he got hit. So Scott Pye caused that first rotation and then chaos. Oh.
And that is real. That's exactly the feeling and the sound you get. We'll pick it up here as we see Anton. He's stuck there, nowhere to go. Oh, look at Coulthard's car up. We're just saying what a great job both the Team Sydney cars involved in that one. Now on board with Van Gisbergen. It's deep, but he gets it done, locks the rears. The run's a little wide, but by there is clear of Anton.
Yeah, he's right, isn't he?
So I think we need to see it from Pye's car.
Yeah, well, I reckon Pye got that inside curb, GT. So as he's tried to get it turned in there, he's hit the inside curve and then upset the braking and wasn't able then to maintain control, make contact with the back of Anton Di Pasquale. So we're getting set now. They're starting to form up. The restart here will be very important for Percat to get a good run because he's got Mostert and Cam Waters right in behind. Coming onto the straight, slowing up. Oh, they're all bumping into each other as per normal. They're all bumping into each other as per normal. It's an average restart. They're all running into each other from fifth backwards. They're four abreast as they get down to turn one. Down the inside is Percat. He's just parked it there and made sure that Mostert couldn't capitalise. Nice job by Cam Waters. And in the end, Jack Kosecki was able to stay in that spot in fifth.
Did a fantastic job. So Van Gisbergen backed him up a little bit, made sure that no one could get a run on him for that big long run down the front straight into turn one. To the tyre.
Pit lane drive-through penalty car 20, pit lane drive-through penalty car 24.
So there you go.
Confirmation. Scott Pye.
Tim Shanken giving Scott Pye the bad news. Car 20, pit lane drive-through penalty for that contact at turn one. This is playing for keeps stuff because they're all slipstreaming each other. Whincup goes to the outside now. Locked wheel there for Reynolds. Can he get down the inside without making contact? They hit wheel to wheel. It's still not over because they're still alongside each other on the way out of one.
This started here on the last lap with Dave Reynolds and James Courtney, and it's still going a lap later. Now it's Bryce Forward and Dave Reynolds side by side. We run up into turn 5. Zane Goddard's trying to get up the inside. Jack LeBrock's there. Jamie Whincup, he's been shuffled back in that first corner incident that we saw it right at the start of the race. He doesn't want a part of this. He wants to get to the front and get on with it. But geez, it's peak hour at the moment.
If you say, geez, these boys play for Gippsland, you know.
Probably back up the front, it's easier.
Exactly. So that will hurt them in terms of overall pace, but that pace there is so much faster than anybody else.
And Shane's very, very good at being very patient at the start of the race. He won't use the tyre up early. He'll wait, he'll bring the tyre in nicely, and then in this phase of the race, he'll start to stretch that gap. So the gap now out to 2.3 seconds over Chaz Mostert. Mostert's got his track position over Percat, and he's extended that gap out now by 1.6 seconds. So everyone's going to be driving this one at their own speed, because we still don't know. It's a great unknown about how this Dunlop Super Soft tyre is going to last over the distance. The best way is to try and split the race in half. That's ultimately won't get you the track position you need.
So under investigation, that restart, well, that'll be good luck to do that. I mean, I don't know where you start with that. You'll be finished by 4 o'clock in the morning if you start that process right now.
So they've mentioned car 9, Will Brown, under investigation for a safety car restart. But I'm with you, Scapey. I think the half of the field is likely to be under investigation for that one.
From position 5 backwards, everybody was involved. So good luck with that one. Now, the other thing on the radio a second ago, GT, Shane was asked, do I want down one side, the loaded side, or do I want rears? He said rears. So the balance of the car is really important now to put the right 2 tyres on, whether you're on the right-hand side, the loaded side, or across the rear.
Well, that's a bit of a tradition from the Red Bull Ampol racing team. You traditionally see that team put rears on, whereas on board here with Will Davis in the Shell V-Power Mustang, this team traditionally will put side tyres down.
Pit lane drive-through penalty, car 9 for a breach of the safety car restart procedure.
Car 9, Will Brown, will get a pit lane penalty for that safety car restart infringement. Passed before the control line we're hearing, which is very easy to do here. From the run where you come onto the front straight to where the actual control line is up at the start line. It's a long run, and you've got to be patient if you've got to run on someone. You can't get in front of them before you cross that start line.
And on our corrected order, we actually reckon that he was going to be about 8th or 9th, so that's a big penalty. Here's Percat, so one of the really serious front runners now comes in, lap 15 of 38.
Now the leader, Van Gisbergen in the lane.
And the reason there's no option, Garth, is that gap's back to about 1.5. So that lap, straight away, Mostert was able to get a yield. Lucko?
Well, if you haven't been tuned into our telecast during the year, you'll notice something big and different about our pit stops here in a sprint race. Watch this. Only 2 rattle guns, not 4 like a Bathurst. Look at this. They can't get the gun on the nut. They can't get the safety lock. There's a little prong inside that rattle gun. He's trying to bang the little red safety catch in, and it won't go in, so the nut, the gun, the socket won't engage on the gut. There goes Chaz, right behind me. Oh, wow, catastrophe. This should have happened in 4 seconds. 2 rear tyres. Oh, bad news.
Almost 30 seconds. Check this out. Under investigation, car 8 for breach of minimum tyre pressure. Percat. They've been so good all weekend. That is under investigation. We were just talking about their performance. They're scheduled at this point on our corrected order to finish 2nd behind Mostert. This is a big story.
You might ask, well, how does race control know what tyre pressures are in Nick Percat's car? All the cars have tyre pressure monitors. That data goes back to the race teams, but that data also goes back to V8 or to supercars. And there's Adrian Burgess talking with Brad Jones. No doubt Brad Jones is looking for his get-out-of-jail-free card, but Adrian doesn't look like he's in a good mood today. So this will play out. They wouldn't have been investigated if they didn't feel like they saw something on the screen that shouldn't have been there, whether that pressure was too low.
Let's ask Brad Jones, having a bit of a deep in a minute. Sorry, Brad, to jump in at this time, mate. Easy to do, but they're all monitoring tyre pressure back there at race control or supercars control. What's Adrian have to say?
G'day, Brad. You having a nice day at the races?
What's the take? Has he said anything to you? You're going to get penalised? No?
I need to go and talk to the stewards after the race, Larko.
Okay. Well, I can tell you, Brad's not a cheat. He doesn't play the game, so whatever has happened, I can assure you they've been caught out.
Well, this is a normal rejoin here, Lucko, because we haven't got a final adjudication on what's gone on with Percat. But he's just in behind now, Waters. And as a consequence of what's unfolding, we don't know yet as to what that final determination is. You can see the look on Brett Jones' face, a dejected team owner. Just want to get a gulp full of some cooler air, and we're talking about cooler air. It's 30 degrees ambient, and nothing's cool.
Well, it's less hot here, isn't it? And that's more about keeping the front tyre, keeping some airflow up the brake ducts, which then radiates into the rims and keeps the front tyre as cool as you can. That's the limiting factor of being able to follow as close as you can. If the front tyre overheats, you lose front grip. Here we go, we're on board with someone. Who are we on board with? Kostecki, Brody Kostecki. We need to see that. We need to see what happened there. Brody's now taking the shortcut. This will be an interesting one. This is an interesting one. I don't think you can do that.
Was in front of James Courtney, so they were battling for the back of the podium if Percat gets penalised. Now we know that Courtney made contact, Brody went off, but Brody shortcutted the track. So he might actually have another penalty, which might put Courtney further up, but Courtney could get pinged for the contact.
So if you're in about 7th or 8th, you're a chance for the podium.
That's right.
Paul, a 5-second time penalty for car 99, breaching the race director driving briefing notes.
So
driver briefing notes. That will be, you cannot shortcut from turn 5 to turn 7.
now the reason that that's important is 5 seconds. It's actually 5 seconds between them.
No, that's Percat that's going.
More.
So
yes, sorry, yeah.
5 seconds will drop Brody Kostecki to about 9th or 10th.
Yeah, right.
So Mostert though,
well done,
he brings
buddy.
it to the
Well
line.
We'll take the
Peerless in this one.
Great job.
12.5 seconds. Nice job, Chaz Mostert. Just re-signed, and that's not a bad way to have your first race after signing a new deal.
Absolutely great for Walkinshaw Andretti United. His second win of the 2021 championship. And for Chaz Mostert, impeccable. He parked the car in the right spot early.
Yeah, end of race procedure.
He come from the 4th row of the grid.
Yeah, great
We were saying there might have been some drama with Cam Waters. He wasn't worried about Cam Waters. He was able to drive it beautifully. Nice pit stops, no mistakes. And his career 15th win. Outstanding.
Tyre pressure infringement, that's frustrating. Yes, that's the rule, and that will dictate a penalty, but wow, they've deserved to be on the podium, but if they break the rule,
totally,
you don't get to be there.
Exactly, and that's the sport that we play. So Mostert from Waters, we know that one's rock solid. Then have a look through there. Percat, Courtney, we understand some conjecture around 3rd and 4th. And through the field, nice drive back by Wingcup, who was right off the road at turn 1, and Van Gisbergen, and superb drive after that 30-second stop.
So he had a 30-second stop, and he ended up 28.5 seconds off the lead of the race, and that includes passing cars to get back through the field.